So today my topic is unusual things about Hahnemann. First thing what I'd like to tell, when you deal with organon as such, be an unprejudiced observer. I think this is the most common thing which I have been hearing since the time we have joined our BHMS. Why I am telling this line? Because once we are prejudiced, any new thing which comes in our way will shut down our eyes and our mind for it. Because what topic I am dealing, you have come with a mindset that this madam is going to scream same घिसा पिटा organon वही बात करने वाली, she is going to talk the same thing. No, I am not going to talk the same thing, because if I had to talk the same thing, I need not have come all the way from Kerala, right? So I have to prove a point over here. What is so unusual about Hahnemann that it had to be taken as a class? You have all read about Hahnemann for so many years, and you are doing your MD, and you are again going to learn about Hahnemann. What's the difference is when you do BHMS, you just see one facet of Hahnemann, that is a good man, whatever he told is true, whatever he did was true, whatever he did was right. Do you believe it? Anybody? Yes? You believe everything what Hahnemann has done so far? Yeah, I don't hear anything. Yes? No? You believe. Then I think you have to again go back all the way. Because the first thing which Hahnemann taught throughout his life, which his father taught him, is dare to be wise or follow your own. Have the daring to criticize anything which comes your way. Let it be Hahnemann, let it be Kent, let it be Herring, let it be any other great man. Till you dare to speak or you dare to think in the other way, you can't achieve the goal of being a successful homeopath. You have now so many schools of homeopathy. You have so many schools of homeopathy. In Mumbai you have predictive homeopathy, Shankaran's homeopathy, so many homeopathy. What makes you stand as a successful homeopath? That is daring to be wise, daring to challenge anything which comes our way. That was the only thing, that zeal of Hahnemann, which carried him throughout his life to bring out homeopathy. So today's class is seeing some unusual things about homeopathy, about Hahnemann, which you have not seen or heard so far. So we'll start first with maintaining cause. Okay? So this is a line written by Hahnemann himself. Continuation of the finest structure is foolish if the foundation of the building is being daily, though it be only gradually, undermined by the lapping waves. Anything unusual about this line? Yes, anything unusual? Anybody? What does this line mean? Why was this sentence written? Why was it written? Everybody is practicing here, the crowd. So why was this line? This is a common thing which you find each and every day in your practice. Each and every day. The time I am going to tell it, you all are going to shake your heads. Yeah, that's it. Because nowadays what is the most common thing which you get easily is stress. A child is born, the stress starts from that moment. The child becomes 2 months, mother is stressed. Oh God, why he is not turning the other side? Oh God, why is his teeth not coming? This stress follows for the child as well as for the person from the moment he is born. This stress at a low level does not affect us. At a higher level acts as a maintaining cause. Why I am telling this? Because when you practice, you see that if you have a strong maintaining cause, let your medicine be the most minimum, you will not achieve that kind of cure. Because where there is a strong maintaining cause, getting cure is impossible. Really, it's impossible. If it's a strong maintaining cause. For example, I'll tell you, I had a patient. Her name was Asha. I've changed the name. The reason why I am telling this case, because you see, sometimes her life was such a life, she presented as a multimasmatic chronic disease, that is she has fibroid uterus, she has diabetes, and she has skin problems as well. Very beautiful to look. The moment she was just like an actress, very beautiful. I appreciated her. Wow, so beautiful. That was the way she entered my clinic. But when you see her life, you feel pity for her. Only daughter of her parents, married to a man who is directly opposite to what she looks like. Not happy in her marriage. She was married in such a way that only daughter, so lots of dowry was given. Her husband not at all looks good. He owns a bakery. Morning 7 o'clock he leaves the home, comes home only at 12 o'clock. How much ever medicine has to give this female, she'll feel better for a particular period of time. She's again back to the old. The thing is, she never wanted to get cured. Why is it? Because she was fighting against herself and against life. That basic point, that is, I have to exist, that feeling, that hope should come from the patient from the beginning. If that does not exist, very difficult to cure the case. How much ever medicines I give, actually she was a typical case of sulfur. She told me that I've got fibroid, I've got diabetes, very high, never it comes down below 400. She's like, you treat all that later, give some medicine for my rashes. Got some itching. Giving importance to a very minute detail when such big diseases exist in her. Such cases when you get, because of the maintaining cause, it becomes very difficult to treat such patients. Single or multiple dose in chronic diseases. So we all treat chronic diseases. Nowadays the way in which the world is going, you hardly get any person who does not have any chronic disease. We are all multi-miasmatic. There was a time when Hahnemann invented chronic diseases and he told that I'm the only person who is not Sora, who does not have Sora. Have you read? If you read his life, he commits that I am a person who is free of Sora. But if you see now, there is no person who is free of any miasm. All are tri-miasmatic. Only thing, the phase or the quantity in each miasm differs. So single or multiple dose in chronic disease. You see lot of controversy on this topic. You hear people telling you that you have to just give one dose and wait. You should not give multiple doses. But these are the lines of Hahnemann himself. Antisoric remedies are selected according to the usual general principles of homeopathy and administered one dose at a time. The rule being the effect is allowed to pass off completely before being repeated. Often this is the only case after 24, 30 and frequently as much as 40 and 50 days. That is, after that much days, most of the effect just fades off. Slight ailments and additional symptoms such as headache, stiff neck, slight diarrhea, etc., which may occur during an antisoric cure, should not induce a patient to have instant recourse to other medicines. This is what we see when you give some deep anti-miasmatic or a constitutional remedy to the patient, that he presents with something like this, that is as headache, stiff neck, slight diarrhea, etc. These are the symptoms which have to be neglected because the body is just showing its effect for the remedy. If during the course of antisoric medicines an acute illness appears like measles, scarlet fever, influenza, pneumonia, the treatment of the chronic disease must be interrupted and the treatment for the acute illness must be started. Do you all believe this?